Hey everybody, Ben for the Bonehead podcast, and welcome to Top 5 Friday. Every Friday-ish, we get together and we have a look at the top 5 something, normally to do with Blood Bowl, and we are continuing to work our way through the best third-party alternatives to teams in Blood Bowl. Now, this week, we've got a very special one. If you've been braving Blood Bowl 3 recently, you've probably had a go at playing Chaos Renegades. Chaos Renegades, Chaos Pact, whatever you want to call them, are just an awesome team made up of bits and pieces of every other team, which makes them unique in a couple of ways. First of all, there is no Chaos Renegades team from Games Workshop. They do all of the models that you need to make the team, or the different big guys, or the different positionals. So you can absolutely get Games Workshop models for the Chaos Renegade team, but there's no one box or 3 boxes or 4 boxes if you're a Goblin player. You have to piece it together from a whole bunch of different stuff, which means if you're interested in playing Chaos Pact on the pitch, you may be looking for a third-party, one-purchase alternative, and that's what we're going to have a look at today. So, onwards to the top 5 Chaos Renegades teams. Now, before we go any further, I do want to say 2 things. First of all, building your own team is just the best thing with Chaos Renegades. Putting together your choices, I want this Minotaur, and this Ogre, and this Skaven, and this Dark Elf, is just one of the most fulfilling things to do. So if you are interested in setting up your own Renegades team, take your time. Pick your bits and pieces and go with the one you want. So before we even look at the top 5, I just want to say the best thing you can do is build your own, because then it is your own, which is amazing. And the second thing is Thomas Small did put a great comment out saying, what I'd like you to do, Ben, at the end of the video is to put together your favourite models for each position, or da-da-da-da-da. I was going to do that, but actually Chaos Pact are going to feature in the next Bonehead Championship. So over there, I've got the team half built. Now, that's assuming Games Workshop doesn't drop 2 new teams. But so kind of in the next month or so, you know, we're working through Dungeon Bowl Championship, I will be able to be like, hey, this is our Renegades team. So you will see that in the next kind of month or so when I finish painting it up, because it's such a good shout. So with that in mind, if you are interested in playing Chaos Pact, Chaos Renegades, let's see what one-click wonders we can find. And first up, at number 5, we've got Willy Miniatures. Now, Willy Miniatures features on our top 5 lists quite regularly. And you know what? It's not surprising. They make some excellent Blood Bowl models. And as we kind of flick through this team, you can see what I mean. So here's their Minotaur, which I assume we've done the top 5 Minotaur models. This would probably have featured in the top 10, definitely. You got a great big ogre model, you got a great troll kind of orc model, you've got a brilliant assortment of linemen that works brilliantly for Pact, and then you've got a very cool dark elf, a very cool goblin with a massive head, a cool Skaven with a different style. You've got the big orc warrior there as well. So you've got all the individual pieces. And this team comes in at €79.95 euros. So €80 plus postage. You're looking at what, £85 from Games Workshop, from Willy Miniatures, with postage probably around about that. And you get a troll, a minotaur, an ogre, 8 marauders, dark elf, rat, boy, goblin, and orc. So there's a couple of things about Renegades that I guess we haven't really talked about. The first is the choice of big guys. You can also have a rat ogre to swap one of your big guys out, and your mileage is absolutely going to vary on this one. I am a massive fan of the rat ogre, but you want to kind of use your blitz on the rat ogre wherever possible, and that takes your blitz away from the minotaur, and it's choppy. This is the good thing about Blood Bowl 3, is you can actually just pilot a Renegades team against the AI, against opponents online, and just get a feel for the team. So, in fact, one of the betas, I think I ran Chaos Renegades for 6-7 games, so you can kind of see a team develop, and you can see me have one of the most salty games I think I've ever played. Oh, those dice really wanted to hurt me. So this team doesn't come with your ogre, your rat ogre, your roger, and it doesn't come with a human thrower. Now, the human thrower on the Renegades team is kind of akin to the orc thrower on the orc team, in that maybe you want him, maybe you don't want him. But one of these linemen, it's not that difficult to pick one out, paint him slightly differently, put a little base thing on that says he's a thrower. This guy here looks like a cracking example of that. You're probably going to be okay. So, number 5, Willy Miniatures. Number 4, it's Grebo Vendetta, the Renegades of Destruction. This team dropped... Hey, it's there. Oh, very helpful. Thank you. January. It said STL only one. Grebo Vendetta, I think we just did the Cyborg Orcs. And we've got the Snotling Road Crew to brew up next, which is pretty cool. It's a very cool Patreon tribes that you can follow. And they did this team. And I love the design aesthetic. And hopefully you can see all right on this picture. But they've gone with this classic gladiator vibe, but it's not just a classic gladiator vibe. It's chaos gladiators. Now there was some old school Warhammer artwork that really pings with this, and it's just a really cool theme and a really cool execution. So I need to buy this team because I want to do a print pitch for it, because this is wicked. The linemen are fantastic. The positionals are pretty good as well. The thrower is fantastic, as is the Dark Elf. They've got 2 absolutely awesome models. We'll have a quick look at them again. The Goblin's great fun. The Rat is all right. I guess that's the Orc. He's pretty cool. He just kind of looks like a big old gladiator, which actually is very cool. They've done a really good job here. The big guys are pretty good as well. You've got a nice mix. There is a bug. Be gone. Summer, isn't it? Windows open. You got, I think this is the Rat Ogre. You've got the Minotaur. You've got the Troll in the center with a bench, and you've got the Ogre there. I'm not so smitten with the big guys as much as I am with the linemen. But you know what? That's the beautiful thing about Renegades. If you want some sweet Chaos linemen and Chaos positionals, this is pretty great. And then you kind of salt and pepper your big guys to your taste. But as a one-stop shop, this is not bad at all. If you wanted to pick up the STLs, like I will be doing as soon as I finish this video, it is £27.50. And you get a launcher, 8 linemen, 4 renegades, and big boys with some coins and tokens as well. In fact, I'll have to go see if their Patreon does a half-price thing. That's all. That tends to be how they work. But anyway, number 4, Renegades of Destruction by Grebo Vendetta. Number 3, it's our friends Agni. Okay, so the Chaos Fiends. First of all, superb work on the logo marketing. I think you can agree that I mean, if you were of a certain age, that is just excellent. And then you look at the sculpts. Now, this team, full disclosure, is the reason that we carry Agni on our store, on our 3D printed store. Again, this is an STL team. This was the one that I was like, we need to provide this because this team is just so much fun that you need to see it everywhere. So whether it's £30 from us on our store, you probably the same on Etsy, and the STLs are probably about the same. So if you've got your own printer, you can pick them up and print as much as you like. But Agni, I'm not going to lie, their Nurgle team is exceptional, and the Amazon team is very good as well. But this is the team that made me go, these guys know what they're doing. And if you flick through these pictures, you will see each and every one of the sculpts has got a lot of detail and a lot of character. You've got this weird little old dude. You've got some really characterful biker versions of standard human linemen. That's what I really like about this. The chaos vibe is true, but the equipment is sporty, but with like gnarly punk elements. Like this guy's big old spiky mohawk. This guy looks like he's got bike stuff on. It's just a really well executed bunch of linemen. And a really cool Slipknot thrower. I absolutely love that. I thought that was a ton of character. The Dark Elf's brilliant as well. Has Ugly done a Dark Elf team? They have. They've done the Raven themed one. I hope they go back and do a kind of like a traditional Dark Elf team. The Skaven's great. The Goblin is exceptional. I love the little Goblin guy. He's brilliant. The Orc is proper good as well. The big guys, though, where this team really comes to life. There's an excellent Rat Ogre. But this Minotaur is just phenomenal. Now, when it comes to scaling these guys, the big guys, I scale them up to 110% to really make them count on the pitch. Do I have any lying around? I don't have any lying around. The Minotaur is excellent. The Troll's got a ton of character in it as well. And the David Hasselhoff Ogre is just so much fun as well. The team is brilliant. And it's just a one-drop shop. It's a one-shop drop. You just buy the team. You get all 4 big guys, all the positionals, and a ton of really good linemen. I absolutely love it. It's a top pick. So if you were looking for Renegades, this is definitely just a really solid starting place. So that's Chaos Fiends by Agni, number 3. Number 2, it's our friends at Grebo Games. Now, unusually, they didn't have a team bundle for this, for the Malice Chaos Alliance. I can only assume that's because they're kind of transitioning some of their stuff between old school metal and Greeblood and stuff like that. But, you know, every time we do a top 5, we put the post out on the channel and people make some great suggestions, and we kind of build the top 5 based on the suggestions and the volume. And Grebo was among the most popular. We all know what Grebo's quality are like. Let's click the Chaos Ogre. You can see you've got a brilliant Ogre model. Who is that? Can we spin? Oh, we can spin. Oh, I love this. All right, they get extra points for a website. Look at this. Big old lad spinning around. Yeah, we get to do this. This is wicked. So there's an awesome Ogre available. Now, building this team is not going to be cheap, but you do have the choice of the big guys. The Rygor, actually, played against Dan last night. He was running one of those models in his Underworld team. You got the Chaos Minotaur, which again would have definitely featured on the top 5 Minotaurs list. But the great shout of this one is that the Grebo pick and mix from their various ranges works brilliantly. But every single one of the models has been chaosified. So this one's white metal, so I'm assuming this is one of the teams that they're kind of transitioning over. But that doesn't mean that it's not awesome. Ah, the Orc Raider just looks like one of the proper chunkers from their Orc team. Oh, look at that! Metal tabs! That is retro and absolutely beautiful. But the cool thing is you've got all the different raiders to pick from. Now, they don't have a raider thrower as much as some of the other ones do, but it's not hard to find your favourite model in the team. This guy here probably would be your thrower because he's got the pointing arm. And it is just so good. And they just always get extra points for their goblins. They've gone with the kind of Pathfinder style of goblin that transitions beautifully to Blood Bowl. And this guy with his chaos-fied version is just so good. Has he got a separate... What is that? Is that separate hand spikes? Separate belt buckle? I don't know what that piece is. Is it a separate shoulder pad? It's a separate shoulder pad. There you go. Back in the days of casting metal models. Anyway, they don't have a team bundle available at the moment, but there's plenty to choose from. It's not going to be the cheapest way to do it, but when it comes to Grebo, top-notch quality, top-notch sculpting, fantastic. So number 2, Grebo Chaos Alliance. Which brings us to number 1 as voted by you, and I'm not going to lie, again, I'm not happy. I'm not happy with this by a long shot. This is a great set of models. So this is the Punga Renegade team. I'm going to give it a click. $109 is going to get you 1 Chaos Troll, 1 Dark Elf, 1 Goblin, 1 Ratman, 1 Ogre, 1 Orc, 1 Minotaur, and 7 Vikings linemen. So this team bundle is made up of several different elements of their most recent Kickstarter, including the Viking team. And the Viking team, i.e. Norse, had some outrageously good models in there. So if we just bring up the models here, you can see. So that's the Troll, I assume. That's the Dark Elf, which is awesome. The Goblin's brilliant. That's proper Punga, that one. Right, this is where it starts getting really good, though. So you've got the Ogre, who's got all the classic kind of... You've got the gut plate. You just got the big chunk of... But he's fur. He's got fur. He's got hair. He's got a beard. He looks like... He blends in really nicely with the Norseman. The Orc is brilliant. So I love how the Chaos design can either be Spiky Death or Holy Sight gladiatorial style, like the Rako Vendetta one. And I like what they've done here. Can't go wrong with the Skaven. And then you have the Minotaur. And again, this is another one of the top 5 Minotaurs. I think, if not, then it's right up there because it's just an absolute brilliant model. BT's running this in his Dark Dwarf team, his Chaos Dwarfs, and it is just an exceptional mixture of models. So I wasn't surprised to see this one flagged so very much. It is potentially, oh, it's not that actually, $109. It's not bad as far as some of the more top tier third party bits go, but the dangerous thing is very much like the Grebo website. You can do some shopping and you can find some other stuff. But, I mean, I have no issue with, honestly, any of these 5. Willy Miniatures, Rako Vendetta, See, this is the zoom in, and that kind of gladiatorial style is just so cool to see. All of them are excellent choices. So there we go. That's our top 5 for Chaos Renegades. But I am going to go back to saying that there is, if you want a Chaos Renegade team, pick up one of these, you're good to go. If you've got time, if you've got the inclination, you can cherry pick so much of this team. You can pick your favorite Skaven, you can pick your favorite Dark Elf, you can pick your favorite Goblin, you can cherry pick which lineman you want to use, and it just gives you so much freedom to make this team your own in a way that I don't think any other team in Blood Bowl even comes close to. OWA is on the way, but it's nowhere near Chaos Renegades, which just makes Renegades an incredible hobby project, and honestly they are so much fun on the pitch as well that they are definitely worth running. Anyway, hopefully we've inspired you to pick up a Renegades team because they are a ton of fun on the pitch, and if not, watch out for later in the year when they will be featuring in the Bonehead Championship, unless Games Workshop drops 2 new teams, in which case they may not make the cut. But I mean, there's some big guys, so they probably will. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back soon with more Blood Bowl content. Happy blocking. Thanks very much for watching. We really appreciate your support. If you want to support the channel even further, please like and subscribe. It really does help us out. Or come join us on YouTube Members or in Patreon, where you can get exclusive access to some content, some loot, early access to basically everything we do, as well as regular competitions. Or you can pick up some Bonehead Podcast loot either on our website at boneheadpodcast.com. We've got the Dungeon Bowl things, we've got tokens and stuff like that, or on our Spreadshirt site as well. Everything you do just helps us make more content and hopefully do it of better quality. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Happy blocking.